In this video, we will show you how to install Intella Investigator and explain the options during the installation process. We start at the beginning with downloading the latest version of Intella Investigator. You can download the latest version of Intella Investigator from www.vound-software.com/software-downloads. Vound licensing works with dongles. The dongle is important because this way we can identify what products you are entitled to. Each dongle has an identifier inside that uniquely identifies it. This ID is not printed on the dongle itself. The dongle ID is only digits. If you are a new customer, your dongle package contains a flash drive with a .txt file listing the Intella Investigator download link and dongle ID. If you are an existing customer, your invoice lists your dongle IDs and/or software licenses which can be used to download. There are also additional ways to find your dongle ID directly on the Vound download page. To download Intella Investigator, you must have a current maintenance agreement. Fill in your dongle ID and organization name. On the next page, you find download links to the products you are eligible to. In our case, we are going to download the latest version of Intella Investigator. Click on the link and save it somewhere on your computer. Intella Investigator has two core components that integrate to provide a comprehensive digital forensics platform. The Intella Investigator service provides the interface for examiners to analyze digital evidence from computers, mobiles, mailboxes, etc. It manages the case databases and content. The Intella Node service indexes the digital evidence behind the scenes by cataloging files and data. It rapidly indexes evidence like files, emails, photos, and chats, enabling quick searching through massive datasets. Both components are needed for full functionality. The Intella Node indexes evidence in the background, while Intella Investigator provides the user interface. Together, they enable comprehensive analysis and investigations. There are two ways to launch Intella Investigator: as a standalone application or as a Windows service. The standalone method requires manually launching the Intella Investigator and Intella Node applications by double-clicking their icons. In this mode, they run only while you are logged in and stop when you log out or reboot. Running as a service launches Intella Investigator and Intella Node automatically at startup to run in the background continuously, regardless of user sessions. Services are controlled through the Windows Services utility rather than opening the program directly. From Services, you can start, stop, or restart the Intella services. If you want to run Intella Investigator as a Windows service, you need the following prerequisites. Add a dedicated user to Windows who is going to be responsible for running the application. Update the local security policy for this user account to allow running services. You run the installer as an administrator, this can be your own account, and you fill in the credentials for the Intella Investigator service. Since Intella Investigator is a server product, we advise you to create a dedicated account for running the application. These steps are only needed when you use the Windows services for running the application in the background. Using this approach, Intella Investigator is the main application on the server. When you plan to use it in combination with other products, you might want to start Intella Investigator on demand. How to do this will be covered in the installation section of this video. To allow the dedicated user account to run a background service in Windows, you need to grant the Logon as a Service user right to that account. This permission allows a user account to be used by services to log on and run in the background. Before configuring a service to run under a user account in Windows, follow these steps to enable the account for this purpose. In this example, we use Intella as a username. Open Local Security Policy on the computer. Expand local policies and also user rights assignment. Scroll down to Log on as a Service. Double-click on Log on as a Service. Now click on Add User or Group and fill in the user account that will be used for the service. You can click on Check Names to see if you filled in an existing user account. Restart the computer for the changes to take effect. Now the designated user account has the proper rights to run as a service account in Windows. This allows configuring Intella Investigator to run under the account in the background. Just a reminder that these steps are only needed when you install Intella Investigator as a Windows service. Download the Intella Investigator installer and save the file on your computer. Right-click the installer and select Run as Administrator to start. Accept the end-user license agreement and click I agree. Now you can choose either a typical or custom install. Typical install will install both the Intella Investigator and Intella Node components as services. This is best for Windows 10 Pro or Windows 11 Pro and Windows Server. Make sure you use the right credentials under which the service will be running. Do use the complete password and not the PIN. Using the user's PIN code or wrong username and/or password will cause the application not to start. With Custom Install, you will be installing the application as a standalone service. When choosing this option, you will have to launch the application manually each time by clicking on both the Investigator and Node icons. You will have the option to install one or both components. With this option selected and advancing through the installation process, be sure to uncheck the Install as a Windows Service option. Select the destination folder or use the default location, then click Next and Install to start installing. Installation takes approximately 2 minutes to complete, during which additional licensing drivers are being installed and firewall settings are automatically adjusted. A browser window will open with useful information and next steps once the installation is finished. Read this carefully. After installing Intella Investigator as a service, the service will start automatically. No need to start the application separately. You can start, restart, stop Intella Investigator and Intella Node by using services.msc. Press the Windows key or click the Start button to open the Start menu. Type Services in the search bar. Select Services from the search results. The Services utility will open. Scroll down to Intella Investigator and Intella Node and right-click to start, restart, stop the service. Open a browser and go to the default http://localhost port 9999. If installed as a standalone, start Intella Investigator and Intella Node by clicking the icons on the desktop or the Start menu. In the system tray, you will see two icons, one for Intella Investigator and one for Intella Node. Right-click on Intella Investigator and choose the option Admin Dashboard to launch the browser. The default login username and password is admin with all lowercase. Note, for security reasons, we recommend changing the admin password upon logging in. Vound is a leading global vendor of technology used for end-to-end forensics, e-discovery, and early case assessment. To find out more about these products, go to our website at www.vound-software.com. Enjoy using Intella Investigator and thank you for watching.